the City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 192 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. Yes, we're that old. We're going to call this one Swagger, simply because all the boys are coming back. Everybody's getting healthy. We're playing better football. There's something to have hope for. There's even some drama coming into the club. It's swagger time, folks. And y'all have the right to have a little bit of this after seeing what we've done these last few matches, because it's a different element. So I think it's a perfect one. Otherwise, we've been all together now, but hey, we're good with swagger. Before we get into the madness, let me introduce my amazing crew for today. First of all, Tony, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be back.
I know you've been a busy boy today. He was racing in here and, like an all-star, slides in there just at the last moment and saves the day. So, Tony, dude, welcome to the show. Welcome back home.
I had to beat up Billy.
Right, saving it till the end. You are a crazy Italian fan. Congratulations on the victory.
It's coming, Rome. That's all I have to say.
It's coming, Rome. That dude. Right on point. And I was telling Brendan before the show started, if there was any two teams I'm going to root against for an entire tournament, it's the two teams that were probably in the final. So for the first time in my life, I had to root for Italy. That's fine. But you know what? Here's the thing. That secret little bit of hate, right? Like, oh, they're rivals. There's also a little bit of appreciation for the way they play the game. Oh, yeah. Especially the defensive setup. It's just gorgeous. You know me, I love the hard-nosed stuff. So for me, it's beautiful. So I didn't have to root against them this time.
I know it's not a world podcast or anything, but PSG literally stole the goalkeeper of the year. Let's just say that on a free.
Is it true they have 7 goalkeepers now?
I think 11.
What the hell is that all about? Like 7 starters, though, right?
Yeah.
Like legit starters. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's. I guess you're gonna have a fire sale. Who knows? Funny stuff. And before we keep ignoring our other guest host for the day, and actually, come on, one of our brothers here, but Brendan Matthews is back on after a pretty decent hiatus. Welcome back, brother.
Thank you.
How are you doing in the land of Oz? Yep. Oh, and he's a little frozen. All right, let's give it another shot there, Brendan. A little frozen on that one.
Day one of a 5-day snap lockdown, so going great.
And you heard it. He is on a 5-day lockdown. I know, guys, I'm getting scared about it too, seeing how we're back at the orange now. Right? Let's not go on lockdown. Let's enjoy our day at Christmas Tree Lane this weekend. But yeah, so as he's a little frozen. We'll hopefully get him back as we keep going here. It's a little rough. I know it's a cool little expression we got from him right now, but we're going to keep running with it. It's kind of funny, but it's all good.
That sums up the season we're going into.
There, and for him, like, he's trapped down there. He wants to come back to the games. And
yeah, not too bad. Got a 5-day snap lockdown at the moment.
He's trying. All right, we're going to keep moving forward here. I hope we get Brendan back on full time. Sorry, man, with the technical stuff. Hopefully we get you popped on in a second here. We're going to move forward because rather than talking about post and pre and all that other fun stuff, we're just going to talk about some LAFC news because there's a lot of it in the lead up, some decent stuff to talk about. So let's have at it. First and foremost, it's finally official. You saw the pretty boy on the field. I'm not being mean, am I? Brian Rodriguez, our designated Instagrammer, is back. And of course, looking like Brian Rodriguez, doing what he does, highly skillful. Y'all know how that plays. He's back. There's a lot of hope. There was an interesting canned article about him being happy to come back and everything. You know what? I'll do my best to keep my heart open, but he's got a lot to make up for after statements that were made. I'll leave it at that, is that it's on him to win us over now after what went down. And that's it. So it's his job to beat the Galaxy when we play them, right? He's got to do something special. He has to go on a quest, like a knight would have to go on a quest. Brian now has to go on a quest to find his way back from the wilderness. There are some articles. Tony, before I even get into the articles, how are you feeling about Brian showing back up at training today?
At least he's here. He pretty much took his time to get here. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? Like Uruguay didn't make it to the final, so there's no, oh, he's needed to be rested because he played it all the way to the end. They were gone, and he had all his free time to come back. Could have potentially like been warming up and stuff like that, but again, he doesn't have to win. He has to win back his player support and us support, because at the end of the day, like, as we see with Kay, as we see with anybody, social media can go from good to worse. As our designated social influencers, he should know that. But he, like I said, he just needs to perform. Goals, assists, wipe away everything you do. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Your performance on the field, you can be loved really quickly back in good graces, and then who knows where he goes from there.
Kiss the badge after scoring the goal. All is made up for. That's how this game always has been. Settle it on the field. Show us what you got. Get stuck in. Go into the hard tackles. Put a little bit of Latif work into your game, and we'll love you. That's how it works. That's football. There are some interesting articles to read, and I mentioned this to Tony and Bam. And I'm going to try to get Bam back on in a few seconds here. We see you, brother. We're going to get you back in. The Life of Brian from Angels on Parade, which is rather interesting because it's pretty much a bunch of internet chatter and rumors and all these novella-esque stories about Brian. And then there's The Future of Brian Rodriguez by Luis Bueno on U.S. soccer players. Long story short, they're both pretty rough in reviewing his experience here, there, forcing a move over there. And basically what I got from it is a player has his own elevated sense, which happens for a young player that's moved up quickly and is not quite he's not quite feeling the room. And so he finds himself in awkward positions because of that. Then there's comments about apparently he missed a team bus for Uruguay because he was listening to music and lost track of time, stuff like that, and press conferences that weren't approved of by the club when he was over in Spain. So there's all these little incidents of basically a young player making the wrong decisions in the lead up, and now he's back with us to redeem himself. And I think that was kind of the end story is, well, this is your shot. You need to redeem yourself. You had your chance over there. Your own actions kind of brought you back here. Well, let's get to football and get the job done. And I think that ultimately, I think, is the lesson Tony mentioned as well, is that's what he has to do. No swagger, no anything else. Just put the boots on, get to work, and show us what you got, because we're certainly paying a lot for it. So definitely want to see the product pay off. Tony, what's your final thought on Brian before we move on from him? Because he is back.
He's back. Hopefully he brings his lunch pail, gets his hard hat on, and gets to work. Like, he's literally has to grind. He's not like, it's not like he came back to Penarol. It's where he's, at home special. It's, you experienced Spain, didn't make it in Spain, not even first division, second division. We're not even talking the big dogs. We're talking the little dogs. And it's, you can't say you can't perform because we have someone who was, what people forget is Vela was a top performer when Cristiano and Messi were in Liga at the same time. He was at them with them. It's just he wasn't such a big name. So it's like, if you can't even make it with Vela still doing it, and Vela doesn't have Vela at his age, and Rodriguez at his age didn't have the speed that Rodriguez has had. You know what I mean? Like, the touch or anything. He had the shot, but not the touch that he had, and he had glimpses. But again, Carlitos showed up, put him. People who are Arsenal fans, especially my cousin, and were like, I wish we never got rid of him. You know what I mean? He could have done much better and changed Arsenal's history. So, yeah, like,
there was always potential with Vela, and there was always those little back comments of, well, he has so much skill, he kind of takes it for granted. There were those stories back in the day, of course.
Yeah.
It's always going to be there with Vela. It's usually what happens to a very gifted player that people have an expectation beyond, right? But Rodriguez, I think, is a very different story because it is a true failure to launch that we're seeing, even though we all know he's highly skilled, highly talented. You see it, it's tight, it's there, but his war isn't at his feet. It's in here. This is the war. That's the battle. And if he gets it right, we have a DP. If he doesn't get it right and he keeps doing these things where he's over dribbling, thinks he can take everybody, slows the play down just because let's do something pretty, it's all going to go bad. You just got to get the job done. That's simple. So
I hope
there
I
is.
Sorry, I was going to add one more thing. I was like, I hope someone just shows him if in U.S. terms and MLS terms, the Freddie Adu playbook. You know what I mean? Look what happened with him. Don't be him.
Out.
That's yeah.
He should take the Kim Moon Hwan playbook.
Ooh,
you move overseas. You take your lumps for the first 6 games of the season to make sure that you've got it right. When you finally do figure out the season, you put your head down and get to work, and you show it on the field. Doesn't have to show up on Instagram. Doesn't have to do any crazy stuff. Doesn't have to show off. Just plays football and gets the job done. That's it. That's all you have to do. If he does it, we're all happy with him and we move forward and we get into the playoffs and we'll have fun this year. If he doesn't, then it's going to be this recurring conversation that we're going to have on this show and everywhere else about what are we paying for. It's on him.
We're the nice ones on him too.
We're the nice show, right? I know. Yeah. We could get way harder on him. Others are not going to be as nice, and that's okay. He's earned it. Let's be honest. He's earned it. So the comments have what's got him in the bad spot. The play hasn't been what we thought it would be, and the comments are there. He can turn around. He's the only guy that can. There is one other signing that happened kind of last week. We didn't really cover it too much, but we've been kind of covering it for like a month now, right? The ins and outs of, right? We did sign one other kid. You want to talk about him a little bit?
The not so secret player that we picked up, Bruce.
Yeah. The guy that's got to go hang out with the llamas now. That one.
Well, let's see. He's from, if I remember right, he's from Mexico, played with Pachuca, which is a good system to come out of. If he came out of Pachuca, Cruz Azul, and if I remember right, Tigres and Pumas actually as well, that's a good system to come out of because they ingrain young talent and put out good talent, I was looking at his career stats in general. He's got he has got a goal in the under-17. He's appeared for them. He's suited up for them for 3 times. La Liga, I think he's gotten 1 start, I believe, and that's about it. And he's just, he's such a young player with promise, and a good tall player. So he could potentially, we know he's on his way out, but replace Rossi, not replace Rossi as how he plays, but we have someone in line, which is the LFC way. We always have someone in the back.
Right. And so he's signed for Vegas, which gives us a little bit of roster relief and pay relief, right? So that's a good thing. We're actually saving money, but he's still in our wheelhouse. I guess we have discovery rights, right? I guess that's how you want to play it. It's his youth experience, right? International youth experience is really the selling point. He's a left wing, which B-Rod pretty much is out there too. So that's an interesting vibe. Which tells me maybe one's not long term, right? And I mean, actually, all of our attacking players, minus Vela, I think we're all seeing them leave pretty soon. I think that would be the obvious thought at this point. So there will be some shakeup, and you need young kids to move in. Makes sense. The opportunity is there. He's got to take his lumps down there, but I have a feeling he's going to light everybody up down there, and it's going to be fun when he finally gets into his rhythm. So yeah, there's all promise there. That's what he is. He's promise. That's a good thing. And I mentioned earlier, I think he's going to be the brightest light in the Vegas skyline pretty soon. I do believe in the kid. I think we made a good move here. There's been other players linked to the club, but nothing concrete enough to really talk about yet. I'll say that. There's a few from South America that were mentioned, but I'm not far enough in yet for me to go, oh, that guy. No, not good enough yet. There are some other stuff. Let me see if I can get Bam back on again here. So Bam, here we go, sir.
How's this much better?
Much better, sir. We
Better.
hear you loud and clear. And see, he's walking into work because this is what we're going to do to him now. See, we've got some things. Bam. Can you tell us about all the awards we seem to be winning outside of, stuff on the field?
So there's a few personal awards. You had Thomas Romero named an MLS Team of the Week, which is great stuff for him. He deserves to be there.
Oh, 100%.
The way he's been playing, I don't see him losing his spot anytime soon.
No way. He's legit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's legit. Another one, we'll probably lose him to PSG soon.
Yeah, I mean, they love keepers. They want a whole team of keepers.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another, he made the bench for Team of the Week, which I think is a travesty. He should be starting Team of the Week. Eddie Segura, how he made the bench, I don't know. He should be on the starting 11.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I thought it would be the other way around. Romero gets into the reserve spot, and Segura is in the starting spot, right? I thought that's what we might have seen. But they both should be there. Let's be real. They should both be there.
Yeah, exactly. Both starting 11
Top 11.
easily.
Yeah.
And
Agreed. And you got more, right?
One final award that came out was the SB for MLS Player of the Year. No one other than Diego Rossi.
And I'm going to call out KTLA 5 on this one. They talked about the ESPYs and left him out. You guys stink. You're supposed to be a local broadcast. You can't even mention the guy that actually won something here. Dude, there's no question he was going to win that after what he did last year. It'd be insane if he didn't. So that was well earned by Diego Rossi. We love our Diego. We certainly do. Other things I did want to mention and give a shout out to the LAFC Slammers. They are now in the under 16s finals for the ECNL. They're going into this tournament. It's I guess got a 3-team round robin at this level. I guess that's how it works for their finals. It's interesting. They're 12-0-1 this year. So they had a good chance of taking this thing. So good luck to the Slammers. I hope everything works out. Congrats on getting so far. Good stuff. Maybe we could see some of them playing for ACFC one day. So good stuff. Other things going on. All-Star game is coming very soon. And yes, I am wearing an All-Star jersey, and it is way freaking cooler in person. I'm telling you, I'm happy I bought it. First, I was like, I'm buying a damn All-Star jersey. Like, I never buy All-Star jerseys, but it's here. And then I got it, and there's all these little things on it that create a really, really detailed, cool jersey. Y'all saw the blades. The blades are super interesting because they're stars on the top and the bottom. The sides, they're made of maple leaves. So U.S. and Canada.
Okay.
I know. I didn't know that when I bought the shirt. There's also a gold element inside the crest here. And all of the stuff that's white or gray. It kind of looks like a Raiders kind of thing going on. It's a little grayish white. Yeah, right. Classic with the Coliseum, next door. It's all light sensitive. So it's kind of reflective. And so you could have it laying in the corner, right? And it'll catch light from like across the room and it glows.
That's cool.
It catches, yeah. So it's kind of like those road vests, right? But it's neat because if they do that with the player numbers, those things are going to stand out on game day. Like it's going to look really cool. So I will say it's a great jersey. There's also a lot of interesting stuff. Like we have an not LAFC, but LA21 crest right here on the side. On the back, it's got a series of images. One's like a freeway. It's like an over. It's a clover leaf, is what it is, right? The bridges. It's got a star on there. It's got surf. It's kind of all your
California,
typical
LA.
California, LA things across the back. So that's kind of cool. It's a different vibe, but definitely fits for an all-star game. And so I'm happy I bought the thing. I'm going to tell you guys the Authentics got that, but the replicas probably don't. You know how they are with Adidas. So it'll look good on the field. It will. And does have a little LAFC vibe when you actually get it up close. So I was worried it wouldn't have any, but it does. So that's that with the jersey. So if y'all want to get one and pay way too much for a jersey, there you go. But the cool thing is with the All-Star game is Liga MX is going to pick their team this Saturday.
Oh,
So we're going to know who. Yeah, there's been a process, right, to get to this, but it all ends on Saturday. So definitely we're going to cover that one a bit because I can't wait to see who's going to get picked up for this thing. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to this All-Star game. I think maybe we should keep the checkbooks open when we see who we're playing against and maybe pay some money for somebody. I know we can't afford it, but, you know, it'd be
not even
freaking cool.
paychecks for
No, we
who?
can't.
For tickets or for players?
For players, right? They can all dream, right? There's a few that we know we want, but yeah, it's gonna be cool to see them out there, and it's gonna be cool. You're gonna actually see we're gonna have a pretty strong starting 11 for MLS. It's gonna be pretty tight, and then as you get down the line, you'll see things weaken because it's how MLS works.
Exactly.
Right? Even the All-Star team, you're gonna run into that. So should be good. For us, we get to pick our own players. That's the fun part. Fans get to vote. And so that's going to happen. Let's see. That's going to end on July 21st. So voting until July 21st. Go make your choices. Part of me deep down wants to vote against every LAFC player so they get rest so we can kick the crap out of Carson a few days later. Me being selfish. But yeah, our guys have definitely earned the opportunity. So, oh no, Oz has gone a little bit rogue again. We'll get him back in a few seconds. There you go. He'll be back in a few. So that's what's going on. And then apparently we're a bunch of rich fools, aren't we, Tony?
Oops. I think
Did
we're
you see that?
Yeah, we're the richest fools of the silly season. Let's just say, with all of COVID.
Yeah,
damn.
we're have the most worth in the league. Yeah. Did you see the number?
$860 million.
Dude, $860 million, and we've got B-Rod as a DP.
Again, it goes with, I think if I remember right, people say, I was watching something on pretty much, it was talking about Cristiano and Juventus and buying players and what the worth is. People, the way they do it is they go by social media worth and how much they get from that. And I think that's where they're adding. Yeah. So in other words, say we brought Cristiano Ronaldo to the club. That brings in a lot more followers. Their following goes up higher in Facebook, all the social medias, sponsors, there are more eyes on it, more money gets generated. So that's how it goes. That's how it's trending now. So I think that's where it is. So the hot new club. We just came off a really good season in Champions League, almost beating Tigres. So there's a lot more eyes than what Galaxy has, which is
it's the next closest, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I believe I'm right. But again, that's how the money rolls for how much we're worth. Not saying that that's how much we have, because some people forget that
it's tied up, right?
Yeah,
it's tied up. Yeah. So it's interesting because I think the next closest one was like 560 or 580. Like it's not even close. And I know a lot of it's because of the stadium and yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of connections, especially with branding and how things sell with this club.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. There's just a lot of traffic, you could say. Let's just hope it equates to something down the line, right? It gets a lot much bigger and we can start doing even more things. It's good. And then we have the other thing I want to talk about, and we're just going to keep playing through them. We're going to get to you guys' comments because there were some fire ones today, and I can't wait to talk about them. Pride Night is this weekend. This match is Pride Night. So definitely come on out, wear your colors, support the cause. And there's going to be installations. I know that Christmas Tree Lane is going to be really happening. There's going to be all kinds of stuff opened up. We're going to be full on with activities and everything. So definitely come early and enjoy that. And there'll be stuff inside the stadium as well. So definitely come on out and support Pride Night. And then Tony, you were going to throw the curveball today with the Black and Gold Vinyl Club Minute, correct?
Yes. So I was researching, since I'm going to follow your footsteps and go with a band, a singer from a player Ooh, I meant the wrong one. I got one for San Jose if you want to hear that one, but I have two.
We'll
So we'll
save that
do.
one. Save that one.
No, I
Yeah.
have two actually. There's two of them. One of them
Oh,
was
okay.
going to be the better one. The one for San Jose would be a little bit better, but for this one, I will go Smash Mouth Superstar from San Jose.
Dang, dude. Dang.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually did see those guys in concert as a kid. They weren't the reason why I went. It was somebody playing before them, but I ended up having to see those guys. And
So yeah,
yeah,
so I picked that one because it's nostalgic. It's literally the first thing you think about Smash Mouth is literally the Shrek movie or the vice versa, and it's just a happy go feeling, like everyone gets together and just has fun. And honestly, just thinking about it now, since it's Pride Month, the Pride game, that's pretty much what we're doing, just getting together, enjoying life, supporting everybody, and just having fun with everything. You know what I mean?
we're shoulder to shoulder. That's
Exactly.
the idea. So good, happy song. There you go. Dig it, dig it. And All Stars. You're right. All-Star game fits perfectly. You had a second one though. You said right.
Ooh,
This is a
yes.
curveball.
Not the curveball. It's more of what San Jose is going to be doing after we destroy them, and also we sneak everybody from our San Jose area code
Don't say the
houses.
quiet parts out loud. All right, go for it.
You want to hear it?
Or you want to save it? You want to save it for San Jose?
I'll save it for San Jose because
Okay,
it's a really good one. I'll even try to
so
find the
Smash
album.
Mouth. We're giving Smash Mouth love on the Heart of LAFC podcast. There it is. Throwing the curveball. Well done, sir. Well done. I dig it. I dig it. Brendan wanted to mention, and I just went blank on the band that's responsible for the whole "It's Coming Home" movement.
Oh,
completely Electric. What's her name? I just went nuts.
I just watched the Copa 90 about that. Oh, I forgot his name too.
Yeah. So that was his choice, just because in a mocking fashion, right? Coming Rome, it's okay. So yeah, he was gonna bring that up, but Brendan's having some connection issues. We'll get him back soon enough. It'll get smoothed out. Before I move on to pregame, there's been some crazy, cool, honestly valued comments that our crew has been saying tonight. So I'm going to jump back and go into, you guessed it, comments, confessions. It'd be hilarious if we do get a confession on here, by the way.
Ooh.
From the faithful. I mean, Slim's on here, so like confessions could be a thing. So love you,
Cheers,
Slim.
Slim.
Love you, man. All right, so here we go. Hector Gonzalez, is there anyone on the team that can help Brian open his eyes? I mean, the way Carlos has taken leadership on, right, with our younger players, that could be something. I think, you know what'll open his eyes? Him not getting into the 11. Showing that they don't need him is probably the greatest thing. Because honestly, we'll talk about that. And then said Harvey was the choice. I mean, Harvey's nice with everybody, so future coach and all that. Victor's like Cracklitos. That's my choice. I think Cracklitos will get to him because a lot of the gruff that Brian's getting, I know Cracklitos got that back in the day. So that's, I think, why his approach to the press is the way it is. So he'd be a good choice. That's for sure. Slim says there's no real locker room leader. Vela leads by just being really good. You know what? Naturally, I do know this. One guy that has always led well among the team. I know we all like to talk about him these days, and his levels hasn't been wherever he wants, but Mark Anthony Kaye actually does take a lot of leadership among the team. He's highly respected among everybody within the squad. I know the fire's everywhere right now. But really, he's worn the armband before. He is one of the leaders. So that could be somebody. And he's kind of used to being under fire, so that's another dynamic as well. So there's that. Hector says Harvey is a vet, but I wonder if there's a language barrier there. Right?
I don't think so. Talking with like a lot of I talked to this one person who actually knew Rossi's mother, and was telling me how like about her and everything. They said English is really well done out there. Like it's not like it's like Spanish out here, but I don't think there's a language barrier because especially in soccer, like I understand when you first go, like that's why most Americans go to Germany or something. It's a little bit more like easier to learn, but it's once you be like if he wants to be that, I feel like he has to learn the language of wherever you're going. Like if you're going to be a top
Yeah.
player, and so I don't think there's a language barrier at all.
The other thing is LAFC is very active working with Cal State LA. If you're an English speaker, you're learning Spanish. If you're a Spanish speaker, you're learning English. They're very active with that to make sure that those are the two languages flowing on the field and can be interchangeable in play. This is something LAFC does. I know this. So guys are definitely active in getting communication across. Legit. Pee-wee's comments about his time over in Spain. Second division is still better than, he's probably saying here. Never mind, LOL. Anyways, hope he redeems himself. I mean, yeah, his team was on the verge of moving up. Of course, it's a higher level than here, but he didn't take advantage of it. He didn't do what was required. So I think and he got into a fight at the end, and that kind of cost him in the first. That I think was the end of it for him, starting a fight within his own squad. So there's that. Rossi for sure. Yeah, I'm sure Rossi's going to say something. Pablo comes on. Pablo Morales says, I honestly don't care what happened before. I just care what Brian can bring now, today. But the moment he starts the same BS, he should be sent to Vegas. Yeah, that's my thought too, is if he puts in the work, he puts his head down and gets out of his own headspace and just plays the darn game, follows Bob's instructions, does what he has to do, we're all happy, we're all good. But yeah, if he messes around, then yeah, he definitely needs to go to Vegas. He's okay with taking selfies with animals, so he'll be fine with the llamas. It'll be okay. And apparently they had camels on Wednesday, so he's got all the livestock he wants if he goes down there. It'll be fine. Moving on. Slim says, the real question is whether these last few months were a lesson for his ego, as in pointing fingers in his mind, and why he's not more successful with his skill set. The articles I mentioned earlier actually give a different vibe. And the vibe is that he knows this is kind of the last chance hotel, right? That's kind of what they were suggesting. Don't know how true it is, but basically that this is his chance. He knows he's messed up. He knows he's on the brink of not getting a chance for that bigger opportunity. And he might just have to go home if it doesn't get right. So I think he's gotten sobered up a bit, I'd say. 7 Days says, there's a good chance a lot of the fans are going to boo him if he subs on. Wonder how he'll react to that. I got to be honest.
I don't see that.
If you're a supporter of LAFC, anyone wearing the kit, the minute they step on the field, they're one of yours. Whether you're disagreeing, whether you're fighting, just like in the North End, right? When the game kicks off, drama kills off. Like, you got work to do. And I think in the stands, if people are booing him, they're in it for the wrong reasons. Like, you can't go that way. You need him to do the best he possibly can for the sake of the club. Really. Let him redeem himself. Give him a chance to redeem himself. Hector says, yeah, Rossi should be the guy. I just hope Brian is humble enough to see Rossi's success and follow his lead. Agreed, sir. Victor says, whistling him on the field, clapping after a goal, ideally. Yeah, we'll see what happens this weekend because he might get minutes. We'll see. Hector Gonzalez, how do you guys think he'll do with Bob's new formation? This is a good question because he came here. Okay, he's naturally what? A left mid, not a wing, a mid, farther back. Okay. Now that position isn't even there, right? You have three guys in the middle and you have wing backs that are kind of in those roles now. So it's an interesting. Are you going to just make him an out-and-out striker? Are you going to put him in the Sifu role? No, it's Sifu, right? So it's really hard to see where he fits in. I will be honest. I think it's really tough to figure out a spot for him in that formation. I suggested the crazy thought is maybe he gets converted to that wing-back role on the left side. That, to me, he's got the speed to do it. If he thinks right, he could develop into that role and it would give him more space to attack, and he likes that space. It could be lethal coming up the line with the extra space. But defensively, is he going to be a liability? That's the big old question. Now, Palacios, let's be honest, earlier this season, there's been liability there. Farfan, less liability. except maybe against Kansas City. But offensively, he hasn't been, I think, 100% what we're looking for, right? There's more needed from him offensively. So as great as Kim Moon-hwan's been on the right side, our left side is a debate still, right? There's still a battle there. It's not settled. I don't think it's settled. Do you think it's settled?
Oh no, like I said, our left side has always been a battle since this season, last season. Like, just replace Moon with El Munir, and it's the same thing. You know what I mean? It's just the left side.
side's unsettled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we don't have a main starter. Our right side's always been a solid, and that's never been a battle until probably this season. But the left side's we've always had someone there. But there's always someone right behind them that's literally chomping at his bits to get that spot.
Right, and then there's a workaround, right? You put 3 center backs, and now Blackman doesn't lose play time. So everyone wins. Left side, could you imagine if Brian did get converted to that? How wild that would be.
That would show a lot of
Seen
growth.
stranger things.
Yeah, it would show a lot of more. It would show a lot of more growth on his part too, because it's not a natural position, and just like then I would gain a little bit more respect where he's going, okay, they're asking me to do this, let me play this to my full potential and go for it. Then, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's got a couple.
Which in a way he did playing wing, right?
Exactly.
That wasn't his natural role, and he was willing to do that and got a lot of gruff for it. I gave him enough gruff for it.
Yeah.
Knowing that he was playing out of position, but he was doing it. Now, yeah, it's really interesting to see how he fits. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I could see it where, you know, Bob likes to play 2 different setups in a game, right? First half, second half. There's changes that occur, and all of a sudden he switches out and puts his wings and does his thing. It could be that role where he's playing utility in the early days, but he's not going to be an out-and-out striker. I would be shocked if that was his role.
Oh no,
he might, but I don't think so. I don't think. Dude, Hector, great question, man. That's a good one. Slim says, I think the formation works to his advantage if he's willing to change. If he's willing to change, for sure. And 7 says, yeah, Brian as left wing back could be dangerous for other teams. I agree. I think he could be deadly. His passing is good, and if you give him extra space and he runs at speed at these guys, he will torch those guys. He will torch it on that side, and he can cross the ball really well. He can. So he could be deadly. I mean, I agree. I think that's right now. That would be kind of interesting. Pablo says at 7 days, in order to avoid being he most likely will play his first match in Portland and hope for a stellar performance. Maybe. It's hard with Portland, right? That's a rival. They play way better when they play against us. We'll see what happens there. Victor, he played in the 2-forward formation for Uruguay when he scored goals, so he has been up there. But then Rossi or Vela have to sit.
Well, no, but it's like more catered to him there, because like Uruguay system is it's such a small country, so every club team is so close to the national team, so their system from little like tykes all the way up to adults, they've been playing the same thing. That doesn't change. The coaches always run the same system, so that 2-forward formation they've been playing forever, so it's nothing new to him. I forgot how many podcasts ago, but we talked about it. You guys talked about it, was like, can he change his formation in a new system and keep changing? If that makes him, does that make him a better player, or does it make him a good player? And that's the thing. So the Uruguay internationally, he should be performing, which he is. But when he comes back home to his club that he plays 24/7, 7 days a week, it's a different story.
There it is. Yeah, I think that's it. In 7 days, I think you made a good comment here. I think it's going to be a minute before he comes on. He'll need to really impress the coaching staff. I could see him as a substitute in this first game already. He can come on as an energy sub. That's for sure. Press a bit. That you could see that happening. I mean, yeah, look at your options. You want Moose, Jennings, or B-Rod coming off. Or then Baird in the mix too.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a chance. For sure. Then Victor mentioned the voting. I can't vote for Atuesta and Sifu. Kind of lame. Really?
What? Hold on. Let me go check this out real quick.
That would be shocking. Our two most standout players this year outside of Kim Moon-hwan. I mean, those are the 3 that are the story. That'll be rough.
Yeah.
Marvin, welcome to the show, sir. I see you came in late. Tardy slip for you, sir. Victor Lopez, finally restrooms at Christmas Tree Lane. Yes, it's wide open. So yes, it's wide open. Yay. I should be there early then.
Those lines are killer. So if you're going to drink and need to go faster, make sure you do it earlier, because then it becomes a line for a beer at that point.
Right? Yeah, or you're like us, we're TIFO setup crew, so we have to go in early and work.
Yeah.
There's that job too. It's work, guys, but yeah, there it is. Marvin Chavez, my assumption is Brian won't start for at least 3 to 4 games, maybe a sub in the 3rd game. I could see him getting garbage minutes earlier. Just there he is, he gets a run out. We'll see what happens. I think if we start railing on a team, then yeah, he comes in.
Wow.
Too many players.
Sorry, I just went to this. Yeah, you can't vote for them because they're running a different system, and he's not on there for some reason. Wait, Atuesta is. Oh no, wait. Oh, what he's saying, you can't vote for them in the same position.
Oh, so they're out of position?
Yeah, they're playing defensive midfielder. That's how they put them in, and you only vote for one of them.
So you have to split between one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Injustice, people. That is not cool. Write-ins? Are there write-ins? Let's do a write-in campaign.
I know, right? That's
tough. So. They're going to race against each other, and that's how it's going to be. Marvin Chavez, too many players doing well to take anyone's spot. That's kind of where I'm at with B-Rod, is he's got to work his way back in. I would like to see Brian as a wing back. Exactly. But I'm concerned he's not good enough defensively for a wing back. Imagine the defensive liability he can be. I've seen some other liabilities from guys who are established wing backs. And I also can think of one, Steven Betashore, who was starting as a striker at one point in his career and became a back. It happens. It's a work in progress. That's what it is. You're not going to throw him in there in the first chance you get. It's going to take time. Just like how many games did it take Kim Moon Hwan before he could get into the starting lineup? 6 games?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, 6 games before he got trusted enough to jump in. So it could be the same story for B-Rod. He comes in, takes a few games, gets used to the system, then gets his shot. It could be the same story just we saw with Kim Moon Hwan. So that could make sense. So those are our comments right now before we transition into, oh yeah, RSL. So thank you guys. Let's talk about some football, actual football. So RSL's in the mix. I'm going to give Brendan one last awesome opportunity, like Lazarus from the dead. He is back. Welcome back. Bam.
Talking about shambles. Absolute shambles.
What is going on, man?
I have no idea.
Tough. So hopefully we keep you on here for a little bit. We're going to talk about RSL. Tony and I hope we did our homework here, right, Tony? A little bit.
I've been looking up on how they've been doing so far, and their last game was a blowout, let's just say.
Yeah, it was.
4-0. They are literally on our tail, like nipping. They're 2 points behind us. So this game can drop us down to 6, or maybe put us up to 4th, depending on what Colorado does. But they are right now coming off a high, because so at the moment right now we're at 18 points. Salt Lake is 16 points, 2 points behind us, and we're 2 points behind Colorado. So this is a must-win game. As for just standings in court, and then it gets us that much closer to our nice bitter rivals from the South End.
Yeah, I mean, we're 2 wins away from catching them in the standings.
Exactly. So there's no, like, as much as they're coming off a high with a 4-0 win against them, and they've been like a steady team. It's not like they have all these wins and all these losses. It's literally 4. I think they are at the moment 4 wins, 3 losses, 4 ties. So they're a very consistent team, but they're not a very strong team. So we don't know which one we'll get at the moment.
So it's very interesting. They have the same goals against, as we do, but they have more goals, 3 more goals than we do this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Krylock, right? I mean, he's been having one heck of a stellar season so far. Rubin's had his moments. They have weapons, and they just added one too, right? Who
Yes.
actually started last match. Ooh. So yeah, Bobby Wood's back, folks. And he started for once. He didn't get the highest ratings on the match, but he's actually starting now. And I think it's a pretty good tandem. If he's not working out, then Rubio Rubin comes in and kicks your butt. So that's threatening. It is. It is. System-wise, guys, I can tell you they're gonna probably still stick with the 4-2-3-1. I mean, they're pretty much locked into this. This is what they do. Ochoa will still be their goalkeeper. My least favorite goalkeeper, yes. Center backs are going to be Silva and Glad. No shock there. Left back, Toya. Right back, Herrera. DMs, Everton and Ruiz were the last match for the blowout against, was it Vancouver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who they've popped 4 on those guys twice already this year. Like, sheesh. All right. Central attacking mid, of course, is always Krylock. Rusnak is going to be your left mid. Miram's your right mid, potentially. And then Bobby Wood was sitting up top the last game. I'm not sure. I'll be honest. I'm not sure Bobby's starting against us. They might need more speed in transition, and that's where Rubio Rubin might come in. But they're paying Bobby Wood a lot of money, so that might also play in. What do you think, Tony? You think Bobby Wood's going to be the starter for the day?
I believe so. I don't see why not. But again, especially with the Gold Cup and a lot of players gone at the moment, I want to see that he's coming off doing pretty well. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he got like 56, 57 minutes in, something like that.
Yeah.
Limited time. He's had limited time. He's working himself up again. I think that's why we're in that situation. And Rubin as your super sub is not a bad thing to go with. So that's that with Wood. I mean, they do have options there. There are a lot of, this is interesting. So they're a little bit deeper than you would think. There are options off of their bench. It's not like this is your 11 and it all falls apart. They have Nick Bessler. Or Beasler, I guess you want to say. He's going to be a defensive mid option. Sometimes he starts. So you got options there. I mentioned Rubio Rubin. Justin Portillo is another defensive mid. So they've got some cover in that spot. Anderson Julio, the right wing, who they're paying crazy money to, but he's just not quite sticking yet. Could be an option. But every time I've seen him, like there's ups and downs with him. There's consistency issues there. And then Michael Chang Ramirez, the Cuban player, also a right wing. So it's deeper than you think on that side. That's why they're where they are right now. They are a threat to us. When we did play them, they did outplay us for stretches. We accepted that as a counterattacking team on the day and let them take it to us in most cases, and they didn't deal well with us countering them. We're at home now, right? Home cooking. I think you could see something a little different. What do you think, Tony? Are you expecting to see kind of more of the same, like we were gritting things out on the road, or you think we're going to try to take the game to them?
I think we're just going to see, to be honest, the combination of both. Like, I don't like, especially with the nice time off that we had. We have more time to, heal the wounds, heal the bones, everything, especially with all the things. And I don't see us not shying away from that. You know what I mean? The experiment was there, I think, potentially because of Rodriguez. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of odd that we're so consistent to, this is the lineup, this is what we're playing, this is everything, and then all of a sudden it starts changing, which is something strange out of Bob in general. Like, you know what I mean? From USA days, from any days that he's been coaching, if you ever followed Bob, he's a very consistent coach. So I understand people don't want Rodriguez to start, but like when we first got him, he started right off the bat when we played Galaxy. So
right into the mix.
Yeah. So I see us coming back with the same thing, the grimy, but we could see some magicals for the second half. That's the whole thing, is whatever the first 10 minutes always sets the tempo for what the game's going to be. So we'll see. What
Sometimes.
Yeah, true.
I mean, yeah. So Kansas City was the aberration because of the red card, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get that. But that first half against Kansas City, the energy in that game was something to behold. My opinion, okay, was like that's what we wanted. That first half, that's us, right? That's the identity. I think we saw that against Dallas for a bit too. That what we're looking for. I'm just wondering, to me, what the starting lineup's going to look like with all this time off, right? That it's going to be an interesting 11. I have my typical 11. I know, Bam. I hope you can hear me down there. You have your typical 11. To me, the big question of the day is who's starting at left wing back. Because I do think we're going to use the wing backs for this one. I don't think that's changing.
No, I don't.
So,
I don't see that either.
So is it going to be Palacios or? What's up?
Be surprised if we don't have left wing backs.
Yeah, I think wing backs are the story now. I think that cat's out of the bag. You made a system. I feel like we made a system specifically to get Kim Moon-Hwan on the field and to be effective. I really do feel like we switched it because so much comes from him. And Latif gets relief, right? Defensively, we don't have to worry about the liabilities of his play because he can just be free to be creative, and so it just works. So to me, I think your three middle. You guys think the three center backs are going to be what we expect?
I believe so. There's like I said, there's no changing it. Why put in a new system out of nowhere and then go back to the old system? You know, that doesn't make sense to me as a football mind. If something's working, you keep going until it falls off and then see where you can tweak it. Right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right back's Kim Moon-Hwan, no question. Left back left wing back, I should say. Sorry, guys. The Palacios Farfan story. I'm pretty sure Palacios is back. It's been a while.
Oh yeah.
Right? Since his team was eliminated. I don't think there's a question there. So does he break in right away? I say he does. I can't see it not happening. Farfan's been good. But we pay big money for Palacios, right? We're putting in for him. So I think he gets his play. Bam, what do you think? Palacios or Farfan on the day? Or yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Might sound weird. Start them both. Take out one of the.
Oh, so you want to put Farfan at center?
Or so they can keep swapping. They can keep swapping.
Dude, Palacios in the middle scares me.
One gets tired running down the wing, flip him. Have a little break.
I think they'll share time in the day. If that, right? We're both going to see playtime. That's for sure. Definitely. And then midfield, what do you think we're going to see? Obviously, Max gone, so that's not a conversation anymore. Atuesta's a starter every time. Sifu's kind of a guarantee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have
Blessing. You can't.
No Edwards. Kidding. I'm so kidding, guys.
Edward starts before Rossi.
Make me cry, man.
What are you drinking over there?
Brian, something heavy. That's what I know. I go back to what we know best. I think we all want to see Sifu Blessing. Dude, he's legit down there. Look at that. He's quite literally growing hair on his chest right now, people.
I know.
It's some hair. He's got the pandemic pruno going on down there, man.
Go do something.
In case y'all didn't know, he's on lockdown right now. That's why we got the lovely Bam. He's not at work right now, so we could get him on the show.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bam. Things will get better. They have to get better. They get to be on the show, so
exactly.
It's not so bad. Vela Rossi is starting, right? There's no question there.
No, unless something happens in the next day during training. I don't see anything happening, just changing. There's no.
Yeah, I don't want to see squad rotation. I just want to see the best we got.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like with Palacios, I see him starting if anything, because if we've had 2 weeks off, it's not worth continuing on a week to week basis. Since we've had this time off, it's easier to bring him back in than the hot hand of Fabian.
Makes sense. You also got to figure we've got a game on Wednesday in Portland and then the weekend again after that. So we've got a lot of games coming up. I think someone was mentioning rotation for the Portland match. That might be the case. I could see that. Maybe.
Like,
Yeah.
if
So
we did-
starting
if we-
11, I think.
If we didn't
Go
need
for
the
it,
3 points for this game, I can see us starting as second string for this game. But we need the 3 points, so strongest 11 goes out.
They're too close to us, and this pushes Salt Lake away in the standings and brings us nearer to our rivals just in time for when we might actually play them right after the All-Star break. Around episode 200 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. Just throw that plug out there. Around that time, guys. It's around that time. Just saying, those who are listening, yeah, it's around that time. So basically, go A squad, go home. That's how it's going to be today. I think that's our picks, right? Consensus pick, folks. All right, cool. What does the gallery think about this? Love y'all. Here we go. Moving back. Let's see. Oh, I like this one for Victor D. Lopez. Edwards doing his best Juan Pablo Sorin impression again against RSL. I love the energy from Raheem. I do. Some of the passing, though, is a little bit sus, but the work rate can't be questioned. So there you go.
He's a young Latif Blessing.
He's probably older than him, though. That's the funny part. He's been around the league a long time, guys. He's a journeyman. Marvin Chavez, is Palacios back? If so, he needs to start. See how he performs, knowing Farfan is taking his spot. Exactly. Competition for places leads to greatness. It does. So I like where you're at, dude. I agree. Well, Victor, he caught on Bam's comment about Farfan. Farfan, third center back. You know, he did play third center back there, right? He did it against Austin, and he did fine in that role. He was just fine in that role. We got another shutout. So I'm just going to keep saying it because we don't get those, and now we do. So I'm happy. Yeah, I mean, I think you got a point there, but I think Tristan needs minutes. So Tristan plays, right? Because that's who might get cut out. And you're not going to take out Murillo, and you're not going to take out Segura. There's no way.
No.
Well, the good thing too with Farfan having played there before, if one of those get a yellow card very early on, we can take him out and put Farfan in
and prevent an SKC situation.
Exactly.
Lessons learned. There we go again. Good. Lessons learned, I hope. All right. Going forward, Slim says, and we all agree, vote Kim Moon Hwan onto the All-Star team.
That's
Agreed.
That's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. He's the best right wing back in the league. He'd tear it up in that game. No question. The only problem is Club America might buy him afterwards, so be careful.
The other problem too is you don't want him getting injured during that game.
Yeah, you guys got to remember we got to play the Galaxy 3 days later. So, I mean, nobody's going to play more than
Galaxy players. Vote Galaxy players.
I don't want him in our locker room, straight up. That's just me. Ew, right? Carson stank. No, thank you. Moving on. Palacios plays from Carlos C. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Victor D. Lopez says, my pick is Blessing for the third midfielder. But what's up with Janela? He's charging big and Bob is not playing him. I agree. He's milk carton Janela right now. He came in against Austin, was fine against Austin, right? Came in late, did what he had to do. I think he's limited to these roles right now until somebody's not getting the job done or there's an injury. Pray God there's not, but he's stuck because the other guys are performing so well.
It's just he's too inconsistent. He's just too inconsistent. As much as when we tried to put him into like give him more minutes, you don't know which Janela you get. It's to the point where like even in the stands when we're playing and when my girlfriend sees him come in, he's like, oh no, not Janela. Like it's almost a liability because we don't know who we're getting at the moment. You know what I mean? He is a good player. It's just inconsistency plays a huge part.
It's the devil in the details. He doesn't play enough, so consistency isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
The ups and downs. He's stuck in training. He's not even going to Vegas for minutes. He's not. He never gets selected for that. He never goes down there. So he's got to wait for playtime on the top side and then hope he just performs when he's not been able to perform. It's a hard ask. It's kind of rough. I would like to see him get a few minutes in Vegas. He could have played this week and come back and played again this weekend, but it's not happening for some reason. Marvin Chavez says, for the first time, we are getting momentum. We did it away. So my hope is that this is a blowout game. We win by 3 or 4. Boys have rested well, and we are pumped at home. I'm dreaming for this moment, Marvin. I agree.
Mhm.
That's what we need. Bam, what do you think? You think that could happen?
I hope it happens. I'd like to have that one game where every shot, top left-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, just doesn't miss. We need one of those games.
Yeah, we do need it. We need one of those. We got the greedy ones. We need to show peace. Tony, what do you think? You think there's potential in that for this one?
Oh, 100%. I like I said, we usually at home against anyone, there's always a chance for a blowout. That's almost like a given. There's no chance unless some miracle from somewhere, whatever you want.
The great
what do you-
beyond.
Yeah, the great beyond,
Yeah.
exactly. But I see us coming off with 3 points and keeping that momentum that we have going on, because I feel like we finally are hitting our stride. We're no longer in a what like I feel like the outside of what's going on in LA has been a distraction, where it's like, are we open, are we not open, what are we doing, what are we not doing, has been a good one. But now, since everything's at a normacy at this point, I feel like we won't get to it, but we'll get back to the 2019 LAFC.
Yeah, and I think in the stands you're going to see that too. I'll throw that in there. There's definitely a resurgence within the North End. I can tell you that from firsthand experience as to emotions occurring and stirring, and the swagger coming back there too. I mentioned swagger earlier. Performances all around are going to be boosting in the next few matches. That's for sure. I think everyone's stepping back up into normalcy. Let's hope this orange rating doesn't mess that up and sap it from us. I don't think it will. I shall remain hopeful until we're not. So there we are. So I'm all for it, and I do think that RSL's got a blowout in them, at least a internal destruction in them. There's some things on that lineup. There are some liabilities, so that would be cool. Marvin Chavez says Blackman is a third center back, no question. Second to that is Harvey. I think Harvey's down the ladder now to Janela if he's not already playing the wingback role. But if he is already playing the wingback role, then yeah, Harvey's that. Harvey's our utility. I mean, I've seen him do wingback this year too. He just goes where it's needed. The elder statesman. Not calling him old, I'm just calling him a veteran. I love Harvey, man. He's like spirit of the club, lead for the club.
So, he's gonna be a coach eventually. Once he retires,
he's gonna
be a
coach, academy, something developing, or upstairs in the booth calling these games, right?
Oh,
something.
100%.
He's gotta be around. Carlos C. Janela needs minutes, can't get into form without playing time. That's what I'm saying. That's right, Carlos. Marvin calls it Vela scores. I'm with you, man. I do. I think he's going to have fun in this game. I really do think he's going to have fun in this game. It looked right last week. His approach it looked like Vela's Vela, right? Tony, what do you think?
Oh, like I said, we talked about it last pod. It was it a foul? It was, but it shouldn't be called back because of a continuation. Like, I've never seen VAR used for that. It was the first time, but it's odd. It was just odd, but like it's the same thing what happened with Moon. He had a goal and it was supposed to be his, and it wasn't right there. Next game, bam, right there. So Bella will be back in full stride. I'll even say it. I'll say hat trick to this game.
I mean, when was the last time you had that? Like against San Jose?
Yeah, but hey,
I'll take it. I hope, I pray that we see something like that. Bam, what do you think? Vela's popping one in?
Well, I was going to say hat trick too, but now Tony's taking it, so I can't really say that. Yeah, at least a brace, minimum a brace. We'll get a brace.
I'm going to call goal, 2 assists. One of those will be to Kim Moon Hwan. And Rossi gets the other. There it is. I'm calling it like that.
Ooh. I was going to say B
I
Rod
didn't
for
say
the
what the
other.
other team was doing. I'm not predicting match. I'm just saying I think production. Carlos C says, "What do you guys think Janela isn't being sent to Vegas to get play time?" Honestly, is he still connected to his old club? Like they get sell-on value or something? Is there some connection?
I don't.
It's weird that he doesn't transfer. Like there's something going on with that. I'd really like to see what that contract looks like because it could be something related to that.
The other thing it might be, and I'm going to throw this out there, is completely out there. He might have a gambling problem, doesn't trust himself in Vegas, so he said, "Don't send me to Vegas."
That's heavy. Conspiracies. You're going to be on that. You're going to be on Angels on Parade with that hearsay article, man, about Brian. Now we're going to have one about Janela. Oh boy. Yeah, it could be psychological. So it could be somewhere around there that he's just that guy that's that close to getting into the lineup. So he just feels he's necessary to be there. Which that's why I thought this week would have been a good time to send him because he could still come back and play this weekend. But there we go. Carlos C, I don't think they will get back to 2019 LAFC without a better center forward. You might be right. Dio's a free agent. Just throwing it out there. And then the other rumors I saw was for another striker. I'm not going to name names yet, too early in the conversation. So there was a striker rumor to the team. So we shall see what that's about. And he's a very high price striker. So I'm not talking some old vet. It's like kind of one of those investment players. So we'll see. We shall see. Marvin Chavez says, I think expensive senior players won't go to LV Lights. It's more for youth development or USL signings. I think ego could play a role in that too, Marvin. Like, oh man, you paying me all this money, you're gonna send me there? Like, I feel like a bust now. Like, it's psychological. So might be onto something there. Carlos C. Don't need them back to 2019. Let's just get results. Live in the now. I think we're kind of in that. 2019 was super special, unique, lightning in a bottle, different. Yeah. I want the 2021 LAFC side to be defined as the 2021 LAFC side that everyone defines off of this turnaround team that did it late in the year, got it right, like the Sounders did back in the day, and gets its own definition. Right? That's what I want to see. We'll be talking about the 2021 team. That would be cooler to me than they're like those guys. No, they're like themselves.
Oh yeah, and the only reason I said 2019 because that was like our quote unquote successful most thing, and that's why I said I don't like what I would love another 2019. 100%, no, who wouldn't? But that's the bar that we set, and that's what we want. You know what I mean? I said almost to that level, not that level. Like I rather have the grinding now than what we have then, because that 2019. Miracle Squad can't touch. It's always going to be in our hearts for the people who were there to watch that game. It was a fun time to be there, watching them, being at watch parties, being in the stadium, being around that environment. It was magical. But at the end of the day, the result is we didn't get the thing that we prize more the most, which is the chip. That little trophy.
All silk. Mm-hmm. All the silk got us the points, but the sandpaper couldn't win in the playoffs.
Exactly.
We didn't have enough of it. And now we play with a little bit of sandpaper, guys. That's your difference in the playoffs in MLS. Grinding wins in the playoffs. Simple as that. If we can find a way, which in this new system, dude, we got some rough stuff going on against Austin that I've never seen from us before. So it's in us. It's in us. So it's good. Like I said, this team can define itself with the way it approaches the match. Now that it's kind of it's forming its own identity, you could say, with the new system. It's a new identity. Kim Un-hwan is the star of this new system. That's the guy that's featured. You know, so that's a different setup. Take it for what it is. We will get better. For sure. Victor throws out there. First LAFC legend. Straight up. Papa Harvey. He calls him Papa Harvey, man. He is a Papa. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Harvey is a legend. No doubt about it. He's kind of our spirit animal in a way. We just love we love the vibe, right? He bleeds for the club. He doesn't want to leave. I don't want him to leave. It's cool. He's a good utility. Uh-oh, Marvin's coming in with fire. Controversial thought. We don't need to be 2019 level to win the cup. We need grit and resilience. Boom. Right.
I totally agree.
That's it.
Like, yeah, 100%. We need, like I said, like I've been saying, I love the grit. I'd rather have the grit, rather be dirty, rather do that than be beautiful. That's what wins championships and everything and all the accolades. Like,
You hear the Italian fan talking. Yeah. He knows what wins in the knockout rounds because he's an Italian supporter. There it is, folks.
like I said,
no, it's true.
I rather have a team than a group of stars. That's the whole thing. It's teams win championships, not stars. Stars gets you to the point, but if you don't have a team to win it, you're not going to get what you need, you know?
Exactly. You have a team full of champions, don't have a champion team.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't talk about golden generations because they never win any sort of gold. Right? The pretty sides never win it. Ask Belgium, pretty sides don't win. Ask the Netherlands, pretty sides don't win. It ain't the pretty game that's going to take it. You can say that. They're not pretty, they're photogenic. Bam.
Ask the US basketball team.
Oh man, I'm gonna get a Nigeria jersey, dude. Like straight up, they've earned my love and respect.
I'll get an Australian jersey. What are you talking about?
We have a chance of getting that one with Bam. Just send it our way, sir. There you go. But I like outside shooting, so go Nigeria. Nestor S says, "What a tease! Who's that high-profile striker?" Just say it's a rumor. I'm not saying nothing. I mean, not like that. I don't. It was out there, guys. Just look for it. I haven't heard anything. There's been no chatter, and no chatter is a good chatter. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. Right? The quiet times are the good times for LAFC when you're dealing with the front office. I don't like to call them that. Call them the club. It's the club. Carlos C says 2019 was magic. Lots of goals and my daughter stuffing her face with cotton candy. And those cotton candy stuffing days are back as we go to Christmas Tree Lane and get to party at full capacity for another match. Yeah, 2019 was magic. I never thought we'd be in that experience so quickly, and we were. But what that did, it gave us that little bit of hunger for more. And that's where we're at now. That's why the expectations, and we're so harsh on guys, because we know what we can be, and we're not there yet. Agreed, Carlos. I'm with you on that one. Guys, killer comments today. Well done. On that note, as we hit the 1 hour and 12 minute mark, hey, right in that golden zone, guys. Good stuff tonight. We're going to go with final comments. I think we've gotten to that point. We've earned that point. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend, LAFC Australia, Brendan Matthews. I'm going to let you lead the final comments of the day.
All right. First off, I'm going to say I need to apologize for what I wrote the other day on Twitter. I said that the last 2 games we've won, I've been working. My work shut down. I get to watch this game. We lose. My bad.
Oh, no.
I think you have yard work, don't you?
Oh, my hamstring. Oh.
Needs to see the physio.
They're shut down too. Yeah, unless it's essential, can't do anything at the moment due to this 5-day lockdown we're in. Thank you, Sydney. Yeah, final thoughts. Get out, enjoy this weekend. Yes, you guys are getting mask mandates back. I'd rather have a mask mandate, which we do, than be locked down. Get out, enjoy yourself, get vaccinated. Biggest thing, get vaccinated.
Right. Most important thing right now. You're right, Brendan. He can tell you they're back shut down again, and we are at risk of that again. Right. And it's not the people getting the vaccines that got us in this moment. It's the ones not. You're gonna be like, oh, don't preach about it. Yeah, I'm gonna preach about that because I like my kids healthy. And they can't get the shot. So you being irresponsible puts my kid at risk. And that's the way I see this. Puts family at risk. Older family. Dude, it doesn't hurt that bad. It doesn't. One bad day and then you're back on your feet and you're doing your thing. So it ain't that bad. But you know what is really cool? Getting to walk around the streets of LA without a mask on. That's really freaking cool. Singing in the North End without a mask on. That's really cool. So I'm with Brennan on this one. Get it straight. Get your heads right. Get your shots. Tony, I'm done ranting on that. Tony, your thoughts today, sir. I know I had to go off. Couldn't help myself.
Oh, no worries. I would have gone off that too as well. Don't worry. Final thoughts. The same thing as Brennan. Just enjoy yourself. Have fun. There's a fan fest. I was going to be out there on Christmas Tree Lane. Go have fun. Anyone who isn't part of the social groups, come say hi to us. There is a, like, you know what I mean? We are all friendly. You can usually see us. Yeah, pretty much. But like Army, Tigers, anything, we all really friendly. You can just come up to us. We'll talk sports. We'll talk whatever you like. I'm very introverted and everything. So don't be a stranger. If you see me, come say hi. Say what's up. We'll talk shop and just have fun tonight, you guys. But please, I will piggyback on everything. Get your shots. It does suck for one day. That's it. Just one day. But it's better than multiple weeks and people worrying about you. And I'd rather wear a mask even if I have the vaccine. I still wear a mask at work just because I rather protect everyone and have everyone safe until we are all fully vaccinated and I can have my friend Bam and we can over here again.
We need to get Bam back to the North End, people. Your mission is to get your shots to get Bam back into the North End. That's the mission. Even if we have to smuggle him through Mexico, sneak him in through TJ, we need Bam back. We know we're over this when Bam is back in the North End. That's when I know we're back to normal again.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hard truth. Well said, Tony. You got that right, man. And I'm on Tony's thing. I hate wearing a mask. I have a beard. Nobody with a beard likes wearing a mask. But I do. I do it for my students every day. I've had my shots. I don't need to, but I want to. It's called leading by example. Just like we see our players and ask them to do their best and lead by example, we ask us to do the same thing. We all want the North End to be what it is. We are this close to losing it. Kid you not. If the rates keep going the way they are, it could be taken away from us. It's a real threat. I don't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it. So do your part. Get your shots. Protect yourselves. Wear your masks. Follow the mandates, and we'll ride this thing out. And then we could all gloriously we already are back together, but it'll be even that much better because everyone can be there. Right? Back home again. But it's all you guys are going to make it home. On that note, wear your colors this weekend. Go to the game if you can go to the game. Enjoy Christmas Tree Lane to the best of your abilities. And if you do have the shot, you have the freedom. Good stuff on you. I'll see you all there. Share a cold one with you. And like Tony says, if you always wonder about, well, I'm not in a group, you're one conversation to be away from being in any group that you like to be in. We're all open. We're all welcoming. And we all love sharing cold ones with y'all. So on that note, what do we all like to say, guys? What's our favorite comment that we say before we end the broadcast? We move on. We do our branding.
After Galaxy?
That one. And of course,
Stay golden.
Stay golden.
Stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.